Good morning, guys. Good morning and welcome to this year's Carers Week. I am slightly nervous about doing this. This is not something that carers can normally do. We would normally be out and about doing lots of different events. We'd be going to different stalls, we'd be meeting you in the supermarkets, and we'd be making sure that we capture carers who maybe don't realise that they're carers and seeing if we can support carers in any way. So this is really quite different to what we would normally do. I am going to use my notes a little bit because I don't normally, but I think I'm going to need to today. So my name's Heather and I'm one of the service managers for Carers Count. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's staying safe. It's a really strange time at the moment, and we're having to operate completely differently than we would normally operate and doing things like this, which again isn't something that we wouldn't really do. So, this morning, I'm going to take you through a little bit of an introduction to Carers Week. So, we're kickstarting the week with me going live on Facebook and then hopefully answering some of your questions as well. So down the side, I can see questions popping up, which is lovely. Kind of people saying morning and things. So if anybody is watching and they'd like to make a suggestion or they want me to answer something for them, then pop it in there and I'll try and keep up with them as much as possible. If I can, if for any reason we have loads of people watching, loads of questions coming in, and I can't keep up with it, then I might have to come back to you later. I can see how many people are watching, which is really nice. So if you know of anybody who is a carer in your family circle, in your friends circle, and you think it'd be a really nice idea for them to watch this and find out what Carers Count is all about and what Carers Week in general is all about, then maybe just tag them and I think you can share it. So we might be able to get a few more people watching that way as well. We've actually been able to, some of the team have been able to copy this link from this and pop it into our new website. So I'll give you a little bit more detail about what the website's all about later. But that's really cool as well because if people aren't on Facebook, then they should be able to, in essence, click on the website and click here and start watching me from the website. So welcome to those people as well. So I'll carry on. I will use my notes a little bit, but basically, just as a welcomer, wanted to say welcome to Carers Week. The theme this week, this time, they have a different theme each time, and this time, this year's theme is making care invisible. And as we know, unpaid carers can seem a little bit invisible at times. They do such a fantastic job, but that work and that dedication goes unnoticed sometimes. So Carers Week is all about recognising what carers do within our community, the massive commitments and sacrifices that they make for the people that they care for. So well done, guys. We're here to support you, and I will go through a little bit more about that as we're going on. So, as we said, this is completely different to how we would normally run Carers Week, but we are determined to give you different things this time. We've got a fantastic team who I have to say thank you to the team who have been able to bring all these suggestions and ideas together. I don't know whether any of you have actually seen the stuff that's on our website, but it's absolutely fantastic. I'll go through that and make sure you know exactly what's on there and you can have a look then and see for yourself what's there. But we've got a fantastic staff team that have really pulled together to be able to provide this kind of Carers Week, virtual Carers Week. So let's have a little bit of a look. Partners have also been fantastic as well. We do work with a lot of different partners. So we have a lot of different organisations that pull together. So again, on the website, we've been able to gather a lot of information from various different organisations within Kirklees. And we work really closely with a lot of those different organisations. So that's fantastic that we've been able to pull all that information together in one place. So again, a huge thank you to them as well for supporting us and jumping on board with our idea of our virtual carers week. So the activities throughout the week and what we've got planned. So for those of you who haven't seen our poster, we've got things like planned talks. So we've got things that you will be able to book onto and actually watch like this. We've got webinars, we've got forums. So some people, for example, this afternoon, we've got the Kirklees Carers Mental Health Forum, and that's a forum for those who are looking after somebody with a mental health issue. And we're meeting up at 1:30. So if that's something that you think that would be beneficial to you, then you can get in touch with us and find out some more details about that. Again, a lot of different organisations are trying to carry on doing the usual stuff that they would do, just adapting it and doing it slightly differently, which is cool. We've got things like virtual support and training groups. So obviously, part of Carers Count, we normally have such a lot of groups that would normally meet up face to face, but with the current lockdown, it's something that we've had to knock on the head quite early on. So we can't do any of our we can't do any of our support groups. So what we are doing is we're trying to do them virtually. So again, if you're interested in meeting up with like-minded carers, then get in touch with us and you can maybe join one of the Zoom chats. We've got some training. So this week we've got some Care Act training, which will be fantastic. We've got 2 of our advocates delivering that. And we've actually got a session live on Facebook later on this week. Carol's going to be explaining a little bit more about advocacy and a little bit more about what Carers Count can offer you as a carer. And also the training will cover the Care Act. So that might be something that you're interested in and want to find out a little bit more about. We also have things on the website such as the mindfulness session. So that's one where it's been pre-recorded and it's actually been uploaded to our website. So some of the material will be you'll have to check in and watch like now, like live, and take part in. But some of the stuff you can actually look at in your leisure. We know that jumping online or coming to a session is quite difficult. It's difficult for anybody. It's extremely difficult if you're looking after somebody. So the idea with those sessions is that you can just look at them in your leisure time. So whenever you get that spare half an hour and you want to have a look at maybe the mindfulness stuff, you could log onto the website and you can find it on there. I hope you enjoy what we've got planned this week. And I hope you join in. I hope you join in if you want to. So this talk is going live, but it's also going to be on our Facebook page and hopefully on our website, so that again, if people haven't been able to check in at 10:30 on Monday morning, maybe they're busy doing something else, looking after the person they care for, they can have a look at it later on in their own time. I'm going to talk you through the website now. So we've got all kinds of different things on our brand new website. So our website is www.carerscount.org.uk. It needed a revamp for a very long time, and it's something that we're really pleased and excited about that it's actually been done. It's so fabulous. It's interactive. You can have a look on there, and we've been able to create different pages and different tiles with different information on. So we're really excited about it, as you can tell. So there's information from other services. Again, as I mentioned before, our partners and different organisations within Kirklees have provided us with either a little bit of a video like this where they've been speaking and they want to tell you a little bit about the service, or they've provided us with a link to their website. So that's on there. So really you should just be able to go on to supporting Kirklees and you should be able to click on whichever tile you like and have a look at that organisation's information. There's a list of all the different events. So we're doing 3 events each day. So we've got something virtual happening 3 times each day. So we've not made it easy for ourselves, but it's going to be a packed week. So hopefully more and more people will get involved with that. If you know people who it might be worthwhile for them to watch, or join in, just let them know. It's something that we want people to get involved with. And it's something that we probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but we're so used to being able to go out and do the face-to-face stuff. Something like this hasn't really been on our radar as much. But moving forward, we would love to be able to integrate this. We understand that carers can't always access things on our time. So it's nice that, especially people like working carers, if you're trying to hold down a job as well as looking after somebody that you care for, it's nice to be able to just check in with something like this later on in the day when you've got that free time. So it's definitely something that we'll probably have to get used to doing. So you might end up seeing my face a little bit more. We might end up roping other members of the team into doing things like this. And a lot of people have given things a go, which has been fantastic. So yes, so some of the stuff you can book onto. Are you worried about doing that? Have you never done that before? We'd not done a vast amount of that sort of stuff. Have you got a computer but you're not sure how to get on? Have you never done anything like this before and don't have the first idea about doing this? And have you got no computer and you'd still like to join in? If any of those things are bothering you and you'd think, yes, I'd love to join in, but I don't have a clue how to join in, then we can help. Get in touch. Our front of house team are answering the phones from 9 in the morning till 5 at night, and it's 0300 012 0231. We can try and talk you through it. If you've got a computer, you've never used Zoom, you've never used Facebook before, you've never done anything online before, we'll try and coach you through it and we'll get people on. And that has worked. We've got a lot of carers that have been complete technophobes and they've decided that they're on it and they're doing it and they're going to get on that session. So it's well worth it if you can manage to get on, and it's a skill, it's something then that you can take forward. So it's really fantastic. And we're all learning together. As we say, this is something that we wouldn't normally do. So learn with us. We're not professionals. I'm certainly not a professional at this. Again, if you've got any questions down the side, pop them up. I don't mind if you're just happily listening, that's lovely. But if there's anything that you'd like to find out about, then just let me know down the side. Okay, so Carers Count. I'm going to go through our services now. So Carers Count are a charity organisation. We are under the umbrella of Cloverleaf, and we are a not-for-profit organisation. So a lot of the stuff that we put on is for carers, tailored to carers. We listen to carers, and we try and tailor our services to fit carers and listen to what works for you. So if we get a lot of feedback that something's a bit rubbish, then we'll probably try and skip away from that and do something different. Ask you guys, does that work? Yeah, right, let's carry on with that. We work with carers within Kirklees, so we're Kirklees based. We do have a couple of other Carers Count services. We've got one in Selby and we've got one in Lancashire as well. And over different geographical areas, there's different support out there for carers as well. But we're focused on Kirklees within this area. We support carers who are looking after somebody who is either 18 and over, or we can support parent carers as well. So we can support parents who are looking after a child who's got an additional need. And there's a little bit more information through the week about that. So if you are a parent carer or know someone who's a parent carer and looking after somebody with an additional need, there's a session. There's a couple of sessions actually this week if you'd like to book on. Again, just have a look at the programme on the website and give us a ring if it's something that you think you might be wanting to get involved with. So going through the different parts of our service, some stuff has had to change due to the coronavirus, but a lot of our parts of our service are actually working really well, even though we're all having to work from home. It's strange that we are all at home. I wouldn't normally be doing something like this at home. We wouldn't normally be speaking to you guys while we're sat in our bedroom trying to get away from the kids for half an hour. and get some quiet and some private. But we're just adapting. We're just adapting as much as we can. So the front of house team, we've got a team who answer your calls, your emails, and they're fantastic. They will talk you through all the different parts of the service. They'll talk you through what support is available to you. If it's something that isn't available within our service, then it might be something that you can be signposted to. So they might be able to listen to you, chat to you, and then give you some guidance on which service would probably be the best for you. And they're fantastic. Our phone lines are manned from 9 till 5 every day. So if in doubt, give us a ring. Our information and advice service is something, again, that's been running from the very beginning of the project since we set up. And the slight difference at the moment is that we can't, unfortunately, offer any home visits, but we do everything over the phone. So if you are a carer or know a carer and you're concerned about something, don't know where to turn, we've got a massive benefits form, a PIP form, an AA form, wanting to apply for carers allowance but don't know where to start. The advice workers are fantastic. They know such a lot of stuff about the benefits, um, process. That's what I'm looking for, process. And we do in fact have a specialist benefits advisor as well. So if there's anything that you're concerned about, a lot of that can be done over the phone. We've been able to do some quite complex benefit forms over the phone. It's not ideal because obviously we would normally do that face to face with the carer and we would normally go into that carer's home. So you can build up that little bit more of a rapport. But if you need the form doing and it needs to be in, then we need to find a way, and we've been finding a way of doing it over the phone. So there's four at the moment. There's four information and advice workers. So again, if there's anything that you're thinking, I don't have a clue where to start with that, then give us a ring and let us do the hard work. Let us do the searching on the internet. Let us do the finding out where to turn. We know such a lot about all the different organisations that are in Kirklees and what they're offering. It's just that little bit easier to ask us rather than use your precious free time to be looking online and trying to find out where you can get support from. So that's still continuing over the phone. We're being able to do that over the phone, as we are with advocacy as well. We've got two advocates that work for Carers Count, and they support carers when something isn't information and advice. When that carer, you as a carer, needs your voice to be heard and your voice isn't being heard. So if you are struggling with a loved one, for example, who is in maybe in a care home setting and you're not having your voice heard as a carer, we can actually help to try and get your voice heard. We don't advise, we don't kind of coerce or say do this or do that, this would be better. We give you the options and you can make your own decisions. We're just there as an extra support, as an extra voice, bit of an extra volume button, really. So Carol's coming on live later in the week on Facebook. So again, if you've got any questions for Carol, she's one of our advocates, then it might be a good idea to watch that session. Again, people should be able to watch it back later in the week. So that's cool if you can't manage to get on live. I'm going to have to skip through a little bit because, as usual, I'm rambling and I've got a little bit more stuff to get through before 11 o'clock. So, groups. We do groups for carers. All different kinds of groups. All different kinds of groups. All different kinds of social groups. And again, it's something that we've had to change, unfortunately. Groups was one of the first things that we had to say, no, we can't meet up in big groups. But what we are able to do is do online sessions. So again, this week, Bilal has set up some kind of coffee and chat groups just over Zoom. So again, if it's something that you'd like to get involved with, then let us know. We have got different WhatsApp groups as well running at the moment. So again, it's bunches of carers that are like-minded and looking for support from each other, really, just chit-chatting in a WhatsApp group. So that might be something that would interest you. On a normal, non-COVID time, in any other year other than 2020, which I think we all feel like we just want to press restart on, we would be doing things like art groups, coffee and chat groups. We would be doing things with young adult carers, so carers who are 18 and over. We would be doing things with former carers. So, as a service, we do still provide support for people who are no longer caring for whatever reason. They may have lost the person that they care for, or the person they care for may have moved into some form of residential care and they're not needed 24/7 as they were. So there's all different kinds of groups that we would normally run. There's things like meditation groups, there's all sorts of stuff, and we do have a What's On booklet. We would normally put 2 newsletters out every year and a What's On booklet. So again, if you're interested in joining up with something like that, then let us know. There'll be more information on the website. We have things like volunteering, and I spoke a little bit about volunteering the other week, with it being Volunteers Week straight before Carers Week. We do have volunteering opportunities, and we still do have volunteering opportunities actually. We're wanting to do a lot of welfare calls, so we're wanting to ring round carers and let them know that we're here and just have a chat with them. So if that's something that you would like to get involved in, again, let us know. We've got people who are carers who are volunteers, and we've also got people who are not carers, and it doesn't really matter. It's just. I mean, it's lovely if we can have carers, but anybody who would like to give their time for volunteering is more than welcome for us. There's some great skills that can be tapped into through volunteering. We do a lot of community work, so we do a lot of linking in with different communities, different geographical communities within Kirklees, but also a lot of different linking up, a lot of different linking up with the different projects that are running within Kirklees. And that's something that we do a lot of as well. And just quickly to mention the GP engagement work and the working carers stuff, both newer. The working carer stuff is very new for us, and the GP engagement stuff has been running for a good couple of years. But we try and get in touch with as many GPs as we can, and we are in touch with all of the GPs within Kirklees. So hopefully you'll see our information within the GP practices, and they're working a lot more closely with us than they were when we were first set up. They know what we do. They know how we can support carers. So they're making referrals to us as well. And the working carers stuff, Anne-Marie is looking at going into different businesses and trying to help and support those businesses to support the carers that work for them. So I don't know whether you're a carer who is trying to hold down a job. Maybe your boss isn't as amenable, isn't as understanding to the fact that you're a carer. That's something that hopefully we will slowly change within Kirklees as more and more of the businesses get on board with what we can support carers with. Yeah, so that's us in a nutshell. That's us in a very, very small nutshell. I'm hoping there isn't anything that I've missed. I do keep flashing down to my notes just to check. I think I've covered everything, and some of the changes that we've got for dealing with the coronavirus. But again, the telephone number is 0300 012 0231. Got any questions at all, just give us a ring. It might be that we can help, it might be that we can't help. Just give us a ring. We can chat you through it anyway. If it isn't a referral for us, then there might be another service out there that can support you. So I want to talk a little bit more now about the mental health carers count service. It's relatively new. It's a part of the service that I don't manage. So I am using my notes a little bit more with this because I've got a certain amount of knowledge, but I just don't want to miss anything out really. So we've got the services for people who provide care for adults with mental health issues and or provide care for adults who have a drug or alcohol issue. They have to live in Kirklees as well. So we're looking at there a group of carers who are looking after someone with a mental health issue and or a drug or alcohol issue, and they're living in Kirklees. The service provides a number of different things, those being one-to-one emotional support for carers. So again, slightly similar to what we offer, but it's the emotional side of things. And I'll go into each one of these a little bit more just to give you a little bit more detail as I go along. Again, we do groups, so peer support for carers and the people that they care for. So that's carers and those who are being cared for can access those peer support groups. Again, that would be something that we would be offering when we're not stuck in this COVID crisis. But again, it's something that we're able to kind of look at offering more in the future, around getting more and more carers together. We've got some really nice groups already meeting, but be nice if we can build on that as well, like we'd love to in carers count service as well. We offer carers breaks. So if the carer identifies that they need a break, we can actually give that carer a slight break. So anywhere between 2 and 4 hours, and the frequency of that just depends really on the caring situation, and that can be talked about with the carer and the person they care for. All the focus is community-based stuff. So it's not kind of home-based stuff. It's all community-based stuff with the Carers Count mental health team. The one-to-one support for carers, at the moment that can be done over the telephone or video call. And when we get out of this lockdown, we will be able to offer that face-to-face support as well. It's support emotionally to help carers access the different services and to access our service. So it might be a little bit about signposting, but it's also encouraging them to offer to engage with our service as well. Tripping over my words. The carers breaks element of the service. So this element of the service is for lower level emotional and community support. So it's to support them to access local groups, new activities and things like that. And that enables the carer to have a break. So it would be a case of the person with the mental health issue or with the drug or alcohol issue would go out with one of our team and they'd do something within the community. So it might be accessing another local group, it might be accessing a new activity. And that therefore would give that carer a little bit of time to themselves. It's not something that we would do in the home. We would take that person out of the home and we would go out with them. Again, at the moment, it's something that we're unable to offer, and we will look at and risk assess as soon as we can, but we're just following government guidelines on that. Okay, so with the mental health service, all the arrangements that are put in place are all involving the carer and the person that's being cared for. They have to make sure that that support is benefiting both the carer and the person who's being cared for, and that it's working. So it's reviewed on a regular basis. Things we can't support with, unfortunately, are things like personal care, support with medication, moving and handling, and supporting in people's homes. It's all very much out there in the community. Again, if it's something that you're not sure about and you'd like to find out a little bit more about, we've actually got a video. I think it's Lisa, but I'm not sure. We've actually got a video that's going on the website, and it's all about the Carers Count mental health service. So if you want a little bit more detail, or to re-watch anything that I've already said, Lisa actually works for the team, so she knows it inside and out, and she'll be able to run you through all that sort of stuff, all those kind of little gems of information and such. So that might be a really nice watch. Okay, So Carers Count can help and signpost you to Gateway to Care for carers assessments and person-led assessments. So if you're needing anything around that personal care element, support with medication, moving and handling, and you thought that maybe that's something that we offer, it isn't, unfortunately, but Kirklees Council do have Gateway to Care, and if you have a carer's assessment or a person-led assessment, so that would be for the person who you are looking after, that would be something that we can support you with in getting a referral to them. Okay, so I'll just mention quickly the groups for the Carers Count mental health service. Again, they would normally run outside of lockdown, and again, very similar to the kinds of groups that we run through Carers Count. So everything is in that What's On booklet. We've got all the mental health stuff and we've got all the Carers Count stuff all in one What's On booklet. So it's worthwhile having a look in there. We've got things like chat groups. We've got an Asian women's group, the HIMAC group. So hopefully there would be something in there that would suit somebody, either that you're looking after or suit you as a carer. So that is pretty much my spiel. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've actually quite enjoyed that. It's not been quite as weird as I thought it was going to be. I'm used to doing presentations in front of a room full of people and you can see people nodding and you can see people engaging. With this, I'm just looking at my own face, really, which is quite strange. And I can see how many people are watching, and I know it'll be on Facebook later. And I think we all hate watching ourselves back on videos, but it's amazing how much the team have got on board with things like that. We've got some short benefits videos on the website telling you about different benefits that you might be eligible for, different benefits that you could apply for. And Roz has done those, and it's fantastic. We wouldn't normally have done that sort of stuff. So yeah, take a look and see what we've got on there. If you're unsure, please get in touch. We'd love to help. We'd love to help people get online. I think it's the way things seem to be going, and certainly in 2020, it's one of our only ways of communicating. So yeah, we really want to help carers get as involved as possible. Thank you very much. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to sign out. Enjoy the rest of Carers Week. I certainly am going to. Have a look on the website, see what else is there. Tap into it if you want to. Give us a ring if you need any help or support with anything. And yeah, enjoy what we've got planned. Thanks, guys. See you later.